Yeah.
Because it got to a point where our kids were kind of like demanding the cocoa from us. It was like we didn't have a choice, and you could not even use your phone. But once we started adjusting ourselves and making this, you realize that even the screen time tracking, the number of hours on our phone, it's gone
I think
down.
the very first few days we did it, I got a message. It wasn't a message or a notification, and it's like you use an hour and 30 something minutes less of screen time. Like, yeah, because these kids did not watch it. So I was surprised that the phone even tracks it and tells you.
Hi YouTube family, welcome again to the journey with the interest. Today we are talking about a very interesting topic for parents or for individuals with kids, right? And that is screen time. How much is too much, right? Or how many hours is too much screen time, right? Stay tuned.
Realized that we were giving our kids, I would say, probably too much screen time. Why do I say too much screen time? Of course, we are parents, we are also full-time workers, and it's not easy to juggle between being a parent and being husband and wife, trying to juggle all of that. So most times we find ourselves giving them like our phones or a tablet, switching the TV on, just so they can have, let's say, their time for us to also have our time.
Yeah, obviously you close from work, you're a bit tired, and I must say that over the years, we've been going through a lot of transition. I recently graduated, in a master's degree. Rita as well was in school at some point. We had kids, so sometimes it can be stressful, and that's just the only way of like escape. Just so you can have your peace of mind and be able to rest, right? But talking about screen time, why is too much screen time, bad? Too much screen time from the research definitely impacts the children in so many ways because it doesn't really stimulate their brain that much, right? Simply because at that stage they need to explore the world around them. But watching the screen time, gives them a limited amount of interaction because it's just the same things over and over and over that they watch. And it will surprise you to know that the most watched videos or YouTube channels are the channels for kids.
Oh yeah.
These are kids that don't pay any bills, they don't have any utilities to pay, but they are the ones that watched it the most. The Coco Melons, I don't know.
And I think
so many of them.
Even as parents, you end up watching with them, like, because you turn the TV on and that's all they have to watch. So you end up sitting there and watching too. So it's not just kids watching, but adults and kids are watching it.
And personally for our kids, it got to a point where before they eat, they have to watch.
You have to turn that phone on.
Cartoons, as we'll call it back in the days. But now they'll say Coco. They have to watch Coco before they eat. Before they sleep, they'll have to watch it. And we all know whilst driving, it was so difficult to draw them away from it. And we knew it wasn't good, but it was difficult. As I said, we had so many things that we were doing.
We gave in so easily.
We gave in so easily. And there were times that we were not on the same page because she would say, don't watch it, but they'll come. I'm in the middle of my work or assignment, and before I realize they'll take it and I don't have time to chase them around, or I'll say that, hey, guys, no TV, no screen time. And she comes back from work tired, exhausted. I'm doing something in the office and they are all over her. And she's like, guy, okay, enough is enough. You guys take this and go and work. So we realized that it was bad. Right? And even though we knew it was bad, we didn't know the approach. We didn't know how to stop them from watching. And we tried, but
they cried.
And the mistake that we were making is that we did not know what to replace it for them.
Yeah.
Because as kids, if you are taking away something from them, you need to find, something else to replace it, because they cannot soothe themselves almost every time, and their brains have been fashioned that, oh, let's watch Coco before we eat. Let's watch Coco as soon as, because my daughter pick her up from school, as soon as she gets home, she puts her bag down, straight the TV. If you don't put it on, it's going to cry and make noise and all that stuff. But we did not know how to replace it with something else to soothe them, right? And thankfully enough, a couple of weeks ago, their cousins came to visit, and oh my gosh, that has been the life-changing moment from us, right? We are not saying that giving your kids screen time make you a bad parent. No. The family dynamics plays, so much role. Because looking at our family dynamics and the parents of the cousins that came to visit, we realize that the family dynamics are different.
It's different.
Because we work 9 to 5. We come home, we are tired, we're exhausted. But
you said 9 to 5, 8 to 5.
Yeah, 8 to 5. Sometimes you have to wake up like 5, get the kids ready, drop them at school. And all that, But this family, their cousins' family, their parents, they work from home. The dad works from home. The mom works sometimes over the weekend. So I'll say probably it might have been easy for them to do that, but that's not the topic for the discussion, right? The good thing is that they came and our lives changed because they showed us the way. They showed us the way, and things have changed for us. So we want to talk to you about how we did it and how maybe you can also start, because we know that the screen time is definitely not good for them.
It happened that their cousins came to visit, and I asked their mom, I'm like, do they watch TV? Do you give them your phone? It was just like out of curiosity, because I was worried for my kids, for our kids, let me say. And she was like, no, they don't even know what. They know a phone, but they don't know that a phone has all these
things in
capabilities. And I'm like, how about TV? She's like, they barely watch TV, even if they did 20 minutes a whole week. I'm like, really?
It was very surprising.
And then I'm like, how do you do it? And she's like, they play together.
Mm-hmm.
They read books, they go out. And I'm like, really? They don't know Cocomelon, they don't know all these things.
I think they just know about maybe Paw
Patrol, and maybe
because they just watch that once in a while.
Once in a while. So I was like, okay, now that you're in my house, I think this is a good time for us to do that for our kids. So we are not turning any TV on. These kids are not going to have the phone. They are just going to follow their cousins
and play together with their cousins.
And everything changed. They were so into each other, playing, running around, and really asked of any screen time.
So we took advantage of that. And the reason why we took advantage of that was, one, we knew the screen time was not
we knew it
good for our kids, but we didn't know how to stop. So once they came, we wanted to respect their cousins and their parents, and not to indulge their kids in the screen time habits. And as I said, two, we use it as a way of drawing our kids away from the screen time. And it worked.
It's worked
like magic. And the good thing about limiting screen time, as we realize, is that, one, the children are able to play together. And we've seen it even after their cousins left. Now they play together a lot. They will just move around. And that's what we want them to do as kids. Just want them to explore the world around them. Even though sometimes they can make a lot of noise, can be disturbing, but you're like, okay, if you guys are not watching the screen, then we are also not going to watch. So for a week or so, we've also kind of gradually reducing our screen time. And the only deal that we have with them is that just on Saturdays, so that as a way of rewarding them. And we've seen so much improvement. So we want you to use the comment section below to tell us your struggle as a parent with screen time. And trust me, if both parents are on the same page and you exercise your authority, I'm not saying that shout or scream at them, but exercising your authority, that you have to be firm. Both of you have to be on the same page. As I said, the family dynamics plays a role. But if things works for you, be on the same page limit the screen time, and let the kids play together.
Yeah.
And we developed that. And what are we replacing it with? We're replacing it with them playing together and we reading them books.
And also they write, like both of them can
Yeah.
have like pencils and they're scribbling, but of course not on the walls.
Not on the walls, no. So we watch them whenever they pick up the pencil. We just give them a piece of paper because sometimes, they can write on places that you don't want them to write.
Yeah, so they will be on the ground with their papers and pencils, and just my son will be scribbling, and the girl will just be tracing, writing ABCs. Yeah.
So this, it's been helpful to us because there's been so much quiet in this house, and realize that they are playing together more, they are bonding together. And so, as we said, use the comment section, tell us about your struggles or what are you doing to limit screen time.
Yeah.
Because the thing about screen time when they are kids is that they're going to grow up and they're going to stick to that.
Yeah.
Because it got to a point where our kids were kind of like demanding the cocoa from us. It was like we didn't have a choice, and you could not even use your phone. But once we started adjusting ourselves and making this, you realize that even the screen time tracking, the number of hours on our phone, it's gone down.
I think the very first few days we did it, I got a message. It wasn't a message or a notification, and it's like you use an hour and 30 something minutes less of screen time. Like, because these kids did not watch it. I was surprised that the phone even tracks it and tells you.
So this is, this is what we want to talk to you about. We hope you found this video informative, even insightful. Once again, use the comment section and let's get interactive. And on this channel, we talk everything family, health, and wealth. And we thank you that you are joining us as we learn, grow, and have some fun together.